Hello?
Sorry, I've been talking to myself here. I just wanted to mention that I think that what Nicola is saying, and perhaps this is wrong, but the way I look at it is if you have experience basically building a system and creating it. So Nicola has a system that she learned from Emmanuel, who, if you don't know, Emmanuel was in the Daily Trader, and he's an excellent trader. And then I don't know what happened. He just kind of fell off the map. But he's a great, excellent trader. And so Nicola took this system. She sort of made it into something that made sense to her. Back tested it a lot. I think you got that. And now she's like, I might as well go out and do it and actually take this system and use it, right? So, there's a lot to be said for, believing in yourself, believing in your system, especially when you've put it through its paces and seen what it could have done had you traded it for the last 10 years. So maybe that, I don't know if that helps anyone, but I think Nicola's done a great job of, convincing herself that what she's got is something that will make money, and then she's gone out and done that. Do you take the full two? Tanash wants to know if you take the full 2% loss on your trades, or do you get out before?
Really? In my testing, yes. In real life, it varies. I have done, particularly if I'm just not around to see the chart at that time that candle happens. I mean, sometimes you get an unexpectedly large candle, but you can often tell that I wait for a signal in the other direction, I guess is what I'm saying. So it may not, that I may get a cross back over my moving average, and that to me in a way that makes me think that trade now needs to be done. And so it may not have reached my stop loss, but I'll reopen a trade in the other direction because I'll now have a signal the other way. So in my testing, yes, I do, because I want to know my worst case scenario when does this system work for me if I hit all my stop losses. But in real life, if I get a signal in the other direction, then I will close my trade out. If I don't have a signal in the other direction, it's just kind of not moving as fast as I like, then obviously I hold it.
Excellent, got it. Here's a good one. This is a really interesting one from Arthur. Nicola, what is your opinion about Forex forums? Obviously we feel Walters is good. That's funny. But do you think others do more harm than good? That's an interesting
Yes,
question.
I do, and I think they're really destructive on your self-esteem, and I actually avoid them, and it's a huge reason why I love the Daily Trader, because I think everybody there here is just so positive and friendly and encouraging, and I'm actually quite low in confidence at times, and I need that kind of support. And I think that's probably why I'm still in the Daily Trader and I haven't left, because I almost feel like, this sounds a bit odd, I suppose, but I almost feel like we're kind of family. Friends are really important to me. So yeah, some of the other forums, they're full of ego and aggression and people trying to put other people down, and why even go there? I don't want those people around me, it's just not nice. So no, I avoid other forums, to be honest.
Yeah, same here. I used to go to them. I used to get a lot out of them, but then for the same reasons, I found that it's sort of like, those friendships you have that you end up losing them or cutting them off just because it's just not working anymore. Unfortunately, that happens time and again. John says he's going to try out the subliminal DVD again. He's going to jump into that. Um, okay, where was Philippe? Philippe had a question here that was good. Where is Philippe? Oh, is the process of scanning for trades, entering your trades, following through on your trades, and exiting your trades, which technique did you find effective to identify and address your psychological strength and weaknesses. So he's talking about in the process of your trading, how did you address your psychological strength and weaknesses? I don't know if that could be a long answer.
I'm not sure I understand. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure that, I don't know if Philippe's basically saying, did you have an issue with a particular component of your trading, whether it be, holding on or, and you know what I mean? If that came up in yourself.
I think when you've taken enough trades, it becomes obvious, because when you look back over your trading results and you look at, because I write down in my trading journal, I write down why I exit a trade, particularly if I'm exiting before the take profit, and I always write down whether it was a winner or a loser and those kind of things. And so I think when you've taken enough trades and you look back, you start to see a pattern forming. For me, it was quite a kind of eureka moment when I realized that almost all the trades I take or have taken that were spontaneous, where I was really inspired to take the trade because it was sure to be a winner, it ended up a loser. And when I saw that, it just really confirmed to me what everybody else always talks about, but how important it is to stick to your strategy, because it makes a huge difference. And I think that's where trading journals come into their own. And I actually made up my own little kind of trading form, which I just print off on my printer, because I tried stuff online, I tried writing it in Excel, and it didn't work for me. So I just made my own little form that I stick in a folder.
Oh, that's excellent. Just a couple more, guys. We've got to go now. I'm sorry. Here's one from Socrates, which I partially like the question just because I love your name, Socrates. So you go straight to the head of the line. Here's a key question. There's so many Forex gurus out there. How do you discern the true source from the hype course room sellers? Walter has good karma to me. You can tell from his voice. That's pretty funny, Socrates. I've never heard that before.
I think it becomes evident when you start testing the systems, and you listen to enough of their videos. To me, it's like it becomes evident. I mean, before I came to the Daily Trader, I did try a couple of other sites, and I stopped using them pretty quickly because, I don't know, I guess it's the same way you choose your friends. You just start, it becomes quite clear pretty soon. And like you say, I mean, Walter, you do have a great calming voice, and it really, you just, if you feel like that person is talking sense, then stick with that person. That's how I see it.
Right. And Becky wants to know if you're trading during a news event.
I don't trade news. I do keep an eye on it. Like, I like to know what's going on that week. And I probably do, yeah, I do come and check my charts if there's a particularly big news event, but I don't let it overly bother me, because I didn't trade the news in my testing, and I was still doing okay. So
yeah,
and I suspect that's something that comes again. The more I do this, I suspect I'll do that more. I mean, as in less. I'll trade the news less. It's a confidence thing, and I do still have that fear there, but it's getting less.
Got it. Michaela, okay, this is the last question. Michaela, don't you think that 2% can be a big risk in the future if market conditions are changed, and let's say you get 10 losing trades in a row, now you've lost 20%. Is that not easy to gain back? So Michaela's concerned about the losing streak.
Well, yeah, I think first thing though, I'm not sure I would get that many losing trades in a row, simply because I would, after a few losing trades, I'd be thinking, hang on, I need to go away and reassess. I don't believe in just hitting your head against a brick wall. So if after, I don't know, 3-4 weeks I'm still losing, I would be seriously back at Forex Tester, going over, analyzing all my testing results. But yeah, in principle, I think one of the advantages of trading a system where you have your 2% is that, of course, each time you lose, your 2% is getting smaller. And you know, if you look at, if you work out, oh, sorry, I just had a complete blank. I've lost what I was going to say.
One of the points was, which is a good one, which is when you lose 2% 10 times in a row, you actually don't lose 20%, because your account is getting smaller with each loss, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's not a full 20% loss, actually, believe it or not. It's less than that.
And you'd have to be fantastically unlucky to, I mean, if you work out your risk of ruin, you'd have to be fantastically unlucky to actually achieve that ruin if you were sticking to your rules as you've calculated it to be. The only way you're gonna, in my opinion, the only way you're gonna wipe out your account is if you are breaking those rules, and obviously that's what I was doing last year, because I went back to, my account went back to break even. So, you know, I think you have to, but I really strongly advise taking a break and going back and thinking, hang on, what was I doing wrong? Or was I taking good trades and they just turned into losing trades? Or was I taking bad trades and they, you know, there's a difference between a good trade and a bad trade, and you may just have had some bad luck in the market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's perfect sense. That makes perfect sense, and I think the journal really comes into play because you can go back and look at your before shot, or when you take the trade in your journal, if you have a screenshot, and go, well, you know, was this really something that I should have taken? And you know, you can kind of dig into it. It's difficult with hindsight bias, but it is one of those things that I think can help for a lot of people, to have that, you know, to have that journal, have that record, and see, what did I see before? You know, did that fit my strategy? Is there anything else you'd like to add, Nicola? We're over time. We really should go.
No, I love how everybody wanted me to come and do this webinar. I'm really touched, and I hope I've helped anyone. I mean, you know, I'm the first to admit I don't know a thing. So, you know, thank you so much for inviting me, Walter, and thank you for listening, guys.
Oh, thank you. You wouldn't believe what's pouring in right now. Thank you so much. Very good session. Great as usual. Great, and thank you for your intentions, Nicola. You're an awesome person. Integrity and honesty. Wonderful webinar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a lot going on here, Nicola. So it's really, really...
Oh, I feel the love.
It's really cool. Well, thanks so much, Nicola. Have a wonderful evening. I know it's late over there. And thanks so much for your time. We'll see you soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And thanks to everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you. Bye.